Good evening. You're now with me, Shilshmato, for TVS Nightline, and here are the headlines for tonight. Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim has called for stronger cooperation between ASEAN countries and the Gulf Cooperation Council (GCC) to end Israel's atrocities in Gaza. Meanwhile, PETRONAS' move to trim its workforce stems from global challenges and not connected to the national oil firm's issues with PETROS. And on to world news, earthquake of 6.4 magnitude strikes northern Chile. We begin with this news. Head of State Tun Bin Sri Dr. Wan Junaidi, Tuanku Jaafar and Sarawak Premier Dato' Peri Dan Sri Abang Johari Junapeng joined around 3,000 congregants in the Aidil Adha Thanksgiving event and celebration at Masjid Jame' Putrajaya on Saturday. The event, organised by the Sarawak Islamic Council, commenced with the sacrificial slaughter of livestock and accompanied by the recitation of takbir. Later, Tun Dr. Wan Junaidi and Abang Johari, together with Deputy Prime Minister Dato' Sri Fadilah Yusof, took part in the symbolic act of cutting the sacrificial meat, signifying the spirit of thanksgiving. The event continued with the distribution of sacrificial meat to 100 recipients comprising new Muslim converts and the needy from around Kuching. Earlier, the dignitaries and congregants performed the Aidil Adha Sunnah prayer, led by the state's Grand Imam, Dato' Mustafa Kamal Ahmad Fauzi. The prayer was followed by a special sermon entitled Meraih Keimanan Meningkatkan Pengorbanan. And Malaysia vows to continue championing a peaceful resolution to end the Israeli regime's violence against the Palestinian people. Prime Minister Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim has called for stronger cooperation between ASEAN countries and the Gulf Cooperation Council (GCC) to end Israel's atrocities in Gaza. Speaking to reporters after performing Aidil Adha prayers at Masjid Putra today, Anwar said that regional and international collective efforts are crucial to ending the prolonged conflict and the suffering of the Palestinian people.
Kita dengan juga kita dah sampaikan pandangan kita dah diketahui, tapi ini bukan upaya satu negara. Mana kita seperti mana kita lakukan dengan negara teluk bahawa ini ada kesepakatan dari ASEAN negara teluk yang kita dapatkan beberapa negara lain supaya berikan penjelasan dan tekanan yang keras bagi dunia supaya menghentikan.
He was responding to the United States' use of its veto power on a United Nations Security Council UNSC draft resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza and the lifting of restrictions on humanitarian aid. Separately, during Aidil Adha phone conversations with leaders of other Muslim nations, including Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian, and Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Shari, Anwar said each expressed concern over the violence committed by the Zionist regime. Anwar also said that the continued actions of countries supplying arms to Israel are unacceptable and run counter to the principles of international law.
Hanya satu tindakan yang bertentangan dengan prinsip undang-undang antarabangsa dan kemanusiaan. Kita sekadar mengutuk keras dan mencari jalan bantu dan mencari helah dari sisi diplomatik bagaimana boleh bantu perjuangan rakyat Palestin yang hak dan sahih termasuk di Gaza. Terima kasih.
Prime Minister Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim says Malaysia supports the measures taken by Thailand and Cambodia in addressing the border dispute involving both countries. He said that Malaysia, as a chair of ASEAN 2025, is prepared to follow the development of the negotiations between Thailand and Cambodia that is slated for June 14, in addition to providing the cooperation required in the talks. According to him, this is expected to be a crucial step towards a peaceful, long-term resolution between the two ASEAN neighbouring countries.
Mereka telah mengambil beberapa langkah yang kita sokong, iaitu undingan pada 14 hari bulan ini sempadan Kamboja dan Thailand, dan saya sedia mengikuti dan beri apa yang kerjasama yang perlu. Sampai setakat ini, kedua-dua kerajaan ambil sikap untuk meneruskan rundingan secara baik.
On May 28, Thai and Cambodian troops were involved in a brief skirmish in Thailand's Ubon Ratchathani province and Cambodia's Previher province, which reportedly resulted in the death of a Cambodian soldier. Cambodia has since announced its intention to bring the border dispute to the International Court of Justice, ICJ. Thailand, meanwhile, has reportedly reiterated its commitment to resolving the issue peacefully in accordance with international law, as well as existing agreements and memoranda with Cambodia. Following the tension, the two neighbours have agreed to discuss the issue through the Joint Boundary Commission scheduled to be held in Phnom Penh on June 14. Petroleum National Berhad's PETRONAS move to trim its workforce stems from global challenges and is not connected to the national oil firm's issues with Petroleum Berhad or PETROS. Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Sri Fadillah Yusof said the restructuring process is necessary amid the decline in crude oil prices. He also plans to meet with PETRONAS to get more details on the restructuring process.
No, nothing to do with that. It is the whole world scenario actually, because of the oil price is going down. It's now about 50 plus. When even the budget for them to sustain, it has to be above 60. So it is overall. That's why they have to relook at this one. But I'm meeting up with them to get briefing and to make sure that the plan, the layoff can be reduced. If not, can be avoided. So that's what I'm going to do. All right?
On June 5, PETRONAS President and Chief Executive Officer Tan Sri Tunku Muhammad Taufik Tunku Aziz reportedly said the national oil firm is cutting 10% of its workforce to cope with challenging operating conditions, particularly due to falling crude prices. Tunku Muhammad Taufik said the number of staff involved in the downsizing process currently stands at around 5,000. Those affected will be notified in stages next year. On May 21, the federal and state governments reached an understanding on matters involving PETRONAS and PETROS. According to the joint declaration, PETRONAS will continue its functions, activities, responsibilities and obligations entrusted to the company in Malaysia under the Petroleum Development Act 1974, PDA 1974 and its regulations. Strict controls on cattle imports and limited logistics capacity are among the key reasons for the rising price of beef in Sarawak. According to Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Sri Fadillah Yusof, the tight import restrictions are necessary to prevent the spread of foot and mouth disease, which affects livestock. The state government's strict control over meat imports is also crucial to ensure food safety and health. He also noted that beef prices in Sarawak are among the highest in the country.
Di Sarawak, kita mengawal ketat sebab kita tidak mengimport daripada kawasan yang ada penyakit mulut, kuku dan apalah. Sebab itu ini agak strict. Jadi kita hanya mengambil daripada negara-negara yang ada bebas daripada penyakit kuku, mulut dan sebagainya. Jadi ini mungkin salah satu punca. Jadi untuk mengatasi apa yang saya cadangkan, kalau kita dapat menggalakkan belaan dalam negeri ini sendiri. Mana kita galakkan orang tempatan memelihara dan sebagainya, mungkin kita tak payah mengimport. Bila import mungkin lebih mahal. Jadi kalau dalam negeri ini saja mungkin ianya dapat mengembangkan dan akan lebih murah.
Current reports indicate that Sarawak's beef SSL is only around 15%, meaning the region still relies heavily on imported meat. On June 4, a national daily reported that beef prices in Sarawak had reached up to 95 ringgit per kilogram, depending on the location. Welcome back. Buildings and a car dealership in the town of Copiapo, northern Chile, were damaged following a 6.4 magnitude earthquake. Miguel Ortiz, Deputy Director of Emergency Management of Chile's National Disaster Prevention and Response Service, informs that a magnitude 6.4 earthquake has struck northern Chile, with its epicenter located approximately 54 kilometers south of Diego de Almagro in the Atacama region. The epicenter was approximately 54 kilometers south of Diego de Almagro in the Atacama region. However, no tsunami warning was issued by authorities.
A las 13:15 horas se registró un sismo entre la región de Antofagasta y la región de Coquimbo, con su máxima intensidad en la región de Atacama, intensidad 7. La magnitud de este evento, de acuerdo a los reportes entregados por el Centro Sismológico Nacional, corresponde a 6.4. Recordar que producto de este sismo se registran 23.000 clientes con interrupción de suministro en la región de Atacama. De igual forma, se han registrado algunos desprendimientos menores que están siendo monitoreados y coordinados con los municipios. Y lo importante, además, es recalcar que el Servicio Hidrográfico y Oceanográfico de la Armada CHOA ha descartado la probabilidad de tsunami producto de este sismo.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvs.my or follow us on our social media platforms at TV Sarawak. And those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Shilshmato. Thank you for watching and have a good night.